Right, so it's Easter Sunday and I'm not in a very happy mood because the burning problem last night, and I also had gritty eyes all night. Now I think that could be because I had a lot of vodka, but the burning sensation that's occurring was causing me to drink more vodka, so I had a hell of a lot of vodka last night. Then you've got to take into account I had a beer and also a Zambuca shot at the bar, as well as four Red Bull Lights, which is bad for the heart. So all this has got to get to grips with it. But I think a lot of it's because it's Easter, and I just felt really down yesterday. In general, it's just one of those days where I felt down. I still feel like, I wouldn't say tipsy, but dizzy today. So yeah, the burning problem's been extremely bad, and I'm very pissed off about it. And obviously, it's giving me the shits. So when I get the burning problem, it's causing diarrhea. But the burning problem only occurs there. So let's get on with the threats, shall we? Busting your place, Justin, banged. You had quite a few things banged today. Anything from you molested Sadie to having a break-in to whatever else. Right, so obviously there's 8 times loud bikes wanking and coming and all that sort of stuff. And in general, they're just digging into my penis with loud bikes, and I'm getting pissed off at that as well. Obviously, I was struggling to breathe because the air that I'm breathing at my place is like burning the lungs, and you're sort of heavy on the chest and you're struggling to breathe. But that's because someone's using something that's causing it, possibly. Right, so just keep the sheet, just going through the sheet. So yeah, same sort of stuff being banged. Yeah, and more banging. Another loud bike issue, time to erection. Seagull says, no girlfriend. Jesus, not here. Break-in, Justin said. Obviously to sexual impulses in my cock. Loud bike. So walking out is black and blue tops. Drain cover hit over. Bike tied to erection. Black, white, grey. Rough person put in my direction. Zimmer frame tied. Orange gun looking car with sunken headlights. Then after that, visiting angels car. Black sexual car. Black and blue. Ear shattering loud 10 times loud bike tied to an erection. Visiting angels car timed again. 2 bikes timed. Loud bike car angled to hit me. Sad shouted aggressively. 2 red cars. Jogged down a sloped area, and 9 times loud bike unexpectedly timed in my direction. Black and blue, white, blue. Flying creature says daughter. Well, I don't have a daughter, but obviously God can't see that. I don't, because I've never had a girlfriend or never had sex in my whole life. Then obviously I don't have children. Then a sheep clearly says knife dead after the flying creature says daughter. Bird says you played with a kiddie and being knifed just. Red mixed with black car timed at the catalytic converter hot point, as I call it. Bird says smash you in. Crow says go in hell, Justin. Dog barks you pervert. Right, so someone wearing Tesco clothing my way. Now, just before I mention the rest of the setups, I just want to mention that there's a lookalike to Lauren on a painting that I mentioned. There's like a sexual cursed painting where if you've got the sun beaming down on you on a cloudy or rainy day for everybody else, then you're in the spotlight of the sun, but it's also applying that sun curse that's cursing you with the sunshine is also going to provide you some good sex of a sexual looking lady in her early 20s. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I keep mentioning this specific subject on every video. And obviously she looks like the girl on the painting looks like Lauren that used to work in Tesco's. She saw my CD once and she knew I was single, so she was trying to hint that she wants to fuck me, so I was trying to hint that back. But before I managed to see her again or whatever, enemies were passing me, sort of stopping me, having a go at me or getting aggressive, and you know, causing us to not be able to chat, or, you know, that sort of thing. And eventually she turned against me because of the severe threatening. She started avoiding me, so, and then obviously she's in a relationship with Mike and got 2 ginger hair boys. So that's why I mentioned that specific issue when it comes to Tesco. Where, as I said, it's Tesco clothing today, and guess what happens after that? It's all over van, timed, and then after that you've got a sex wax, air freshener in a car, then a super glue van, and then in the time period while I'm still walking down that road, the van that says it's all over turns around and comes back to pass again. Right, so there's been a few loud bike issues. There's been a Julia t-shirt. There's sometimes the Julia learner car as well. I just want to mention something about Julia. There's a name of a girlfriend or partner that a clairvoyant predicted for me to come into my life before Christmas of last year. Obviously that reading fell through, nothing materialised, but that was the name that was predicted. Now obviously being a couple of months out is possible, but we're talking 5 months, so obviously that reading is definitely through, because she said it's likely to be before Christmas. But anyway, worth mentioning that. About a month ago I had a clairvoyant reading which I did online, and I did it when I was pissed because I don't have clairvoyant readings anymore, because I've given up on it all, because they keep getting things wrong when it comes to sexual partners or whatever. Well, this specific clairvoyant was very interesting because she got a lot of things right. Although it's only sort of surface stuff or plain information, like, you know, healthy diet or keeping the place tidy or stuff like that, it wasn't really that great when it came to most of the reading. But one thing that she did say that's very interesting is that there's going to be a partner, a girlfriend around the corner, and she said it's going to be someone that I like or fancy or whatever. Now, when she says around the corner, that could mean a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months, but definitely no more than a couple of months. We're already a month through since I had that reading, and nothing's come into my life yet, so, you know, it's not looking good, is it? And obviously, when it comes to clairvoyant readings, you know, I take it as a pinch of salt. I wouldn't have had the reading, but, you know, because I was pissed on that specific night, drinking vodka, I got a little bit hyped, and I thought, oh, I'll go for a psychic read. I felt like it, you know, and that's what got me into, like, smoking again as well, because I've been smoking heavy, like 20 fags a night or whatever. But obviously after tonight I'm going to see if I can cut down a little bit, because I'm being ridiculous at the moment with the drinking and all the rest of it. Right, so I just had a threat of someone saying, I'll bash your fucking head in, you fucking sicko. So I've had to put up with that, but obviously there's been a few good setups if we go back before that occurred. Right, yes, crow's going, ha ha, hang on a minute. So yeah, we start off with a crow saying, fuck you harder, just, repeatedly. And then after that, there was a white car, timed, I think it's turquoise, the colour of the next car. I think that's when it's like a greenish, bluey sort of unusual colour. That is turquoise, I believe. And then obviously you had a white car, a white sexual car, but not the most suggestive sexual looking cars. Then you had a blue car, 2 light blue sexual looking cars, then a blue van with a sex wax sticker on the back of the window. The same sex wax as the air freshener that I saw dangling from the mirror in someone's car earlier on. Underneath the sex wax on the van, it says something like, be your stick, or stick to you like super glue, but I can't remember what it said now. It's something like that. Next to that sex wax you had like a yellow Pokemon that's on a surfboard, and then obviously I walked down the track and I saw the most sexiest woman you could ever see. And due to this, my penis went flying up in the air, so obviously she's a type that would get any man's erection going suddenly. It just shot up straight away, so, you know, you just couldn't hold it down, you know. She was sexy as anything. So she was medium to fat build. Her body shape, you know, you didn't see the bones as such, but her body shape was very sexy. It's like a curvy type of body, I guess, if that's the right wording to use. And her shoulders would be looking like they were coming downwards, curved down on each side. She had a face that's very similar to Kirsty Burke, who's a YouTube user. Not quite the same, but very similar. And obviously, if I remember, she had darkish hair. I didn't really take much notice. I was just looking at the her she walked past. Unfortunately, she did have a ring on, so obviously she is in a sexual relationship. And people that are usually that sexy would probably have had about 8 or 9 children. So she's probably a single mother of 8 or 9 children. So that's not very good, is it? Yeah, so that's that. Saying this lady's got 8 or 9 children is a little bit of an exaggeration. She probably hasn't got that many, but she's probably got a few. Obviously, she's only a youngish woman, so, you know, you expect her to have that sexual look. But obviously, she's not young. Anyway, let's get with the setups, shall we? So, initially, as I was walking to the roundabout, there's a load of black and blue cars, and a tractor with a spike, a dumper truck, and 2 negative worded vehicles, but I can't remember what they were because I was in the middle of documenting one of the recordings that was on this digital audio recording device when I was mentioning the issue of the sex wax sticker. Anyway, after I left the farm gate to do that recording, I continued to walk to the roundabout. As I walked to the roundabout, you had about 70 to 100 cars. I'm not sure how many, I didn't count them, but they weren't too suggestive. It was just mostly grey, white, red and black, just, you know, in that sort of order, just coming out random, not really in a fixed way. So I was quite surprised at that. Then you had a lover van, so that's a white van with black writing. That's quite big writing, it just says lover. Obviously I don't have a girlfriend or a lover, or I've never been able to have sex in my whole life because it's never been available, but you know, there's nothing you can do about it. Anyway, when I got past the roundabout, I went down the next section, which is the road where you shouldn't have more than 10 cars, or you didn't before 6 weeks ago. So back in July 2024 until 6 weeks ago roughly, the maximum number of cars walking in one direction of that section of road is 10 cars in whatever direction it is I walk. Since 6 weeks ago it can be 20, 30, even 40. Well, today I had about 25, and it contained quite a lot of yellow sexual cars, and also a couple of red mixed you know, with a black car, and I think there was a couple of black and blue as well. Right, so you had about 30 loud bikes in the last 25 minutes, like that. So, yeah, like that. And obviously there's been a couple of animal sounds as well, much similar to what was occurring earlier, to save going through it all. So that's what it's been like. Right, I'm not in the bestest of moods because obviously at 6:30 PM I expect to feel a bit better. So what's happened is this burning problem that's occurring at home. And something that annoyed me actually yesterday. I just mentioned this, I can't remember what it was, but I think it said, burn in passion with the girl you love, or but it made it sound like that you're having sex with this person. But the problem is, I'm not happy that I'm burning, if you want to work it on that principle, and I'm not getting the sex. It's a bit like the sun curse, really, isn't it? You're being cursed with the sunshine that's posing as a sexual curse painting on you, and you're getting nothing apart from a loud bite times your erections. Right, so yeah, obviously it's 6:30 PM in the evening, and at this time the burning usually eases a little bit, but where the burning was so bad last night and all through this morning and early this afternoon means that I'm still in a bad way having to put up with burning at this minute in time. So like I said, I don't know what's causing it, but whatever is causing it is also causing me to have the shits as well. So that needs to straighten up a little bit. I mean, I don't get it anywhere else. I don't know if it's increased or what, but something's causing it to give me the shits when it occurs. It's upsetting your bowels. So anyway, it's been this bad before, where I felt this bad, but only twice before. Once was at the start of this year, and the other time was when it first started to occur back in February 2024. Right, that bike just seems to be revving repeatedly. I don't know why. It's been doing it for about, 14 minutes? Saying you're a pedo and you've still got the motorbike revs timed to erections. Right, so this is not good. This burning sensation has gripped, which means it's not eliminating from the body at the moment. Now, whatever's causing this, if it continues and you've already got this problem right now, that could be dangerous. And also I've got the runs as well, so that's not going to stop until the burn eliminates from the body. Like I said, when it's been really bad, it can take up to 48 hours or just over before you start to feel refreshed, normal, anything like that. So when this burning occurs, the whole of your head has to be you have to keep washing your head or putting water over your head, because what happens to your head is it's got like a feeling of grazed. You know, when you fall over and graze your hands, it's that sort of feeling right across the whole of the top of the head. But at the same time, it's more of a sour sort of burning sensation, like cat claw scratch marks. Then you're getting that all across the whole of the body as well. You're struggling to breathe. It's making you feel bloated. Sometimes it gives you toothache, and it seems to occur in the root part of the teeth. There's not severe toothache, but it causes toothache. Also it causes itching on the feet, and quite a lot of itching across the body, in fact. But when your feet stand on your feet, sometimes you just feel like you can't stand up, or you're going to collapse, and it feels like your body just needs to collapse over. It's like something's controlling you, or trying to break down all the organs in your body. It's sort of whatever's causing it. And obviously it's like a hard burning in the chest and the throat. So which is constant, and when you're breathing in, you're struggling to breathe because the air you're breathing in is causing a burning sensation to occur in your lungs. It makes you feel really, really bad when all this occurs. Right, another sensation that you get with this burning problem, which I forgot to mention, is numbness. It's mostly in the leg area when it occurs, but you do get numbness and the feeling of pulled muscles at times when it occurs. So you're getting all these symptoms, and obviously they can't do nothing about it. They won't do nothing about it. So it started in February 2024, or the last day of January 2024. After just under a week, I had to stay at my dad's because of how bad it was. So after that, when I was at my dad's, it wasn't occurring at all. So when I was speaking to the doctor initially, this is going back in the days before he put it down to schizophrenia, he was saying that the burning sensation could be just an issue that you had with the body, you know, some problem you had, and saying that you've been at your dad's, you're recovering. He says, so I don't see it as schizophrenia, because that's what his initial thought was. He said, I don't see that as schizophrenia, but when it reoccurred when I went back to Thorn House, he's saying it's caused by schizophrenia, and been saying that since. Anyway, I've been doing camping trips because of this in the past, and it doesn't occur when I camp. Got between July 2024 and November 2024, I had to walk to Barrack every day to stay out all day because I couldn't stay at my place because of the burning problem, and I went back very late in the evening, sometimes in the early hours, and I started to feel a bit better, but obviously you can't stop what's going on that occurs there. Obviously, as the colder weather came in, this burning started to escalate and increase slightly, and I noticed it was getting worse, especially on my birthday in December. Then it got a little bit nasty in the Christmas period, but there was no burning on Christmas Day. Then it started to increase straight after Christmas, but as soon as we hit 1 AM on the 1st of January 2025, that burning problem just suddenly went off. It got really bad, and basically it's been like it almost every single day since. And you know, I've been struggling to deal with the problem, and also you've got to take into account, because the foil fell down in the bathroom, I can't put it back up, and I don't have to accuse neighbours or anything like that of doing it, but it has worsened since that foil's been down. There's just a little bit on the actual bath area to the floor and the bath part, but all the rest is, because it fell down, I'm not allowed to put it back up because Chrysalis housing won't allow me to do that. Anyway, if we move on to when I stayed at my mum's for that 1 week, which is a couple of months ago or whatever, I didn't get the burning problem when I was there. As soon as I went back to my place, the burning problem was bad. Then I did that 2-week holiday several weeks later when I went back to my mum's, and even drinking 16 shots of Sambuca and heavy spirits on holiday, or lager or whatever, and smoking here and there, I didn't get the burning problem that I get at home. So then I thought to myself, well, it can't be caused by the alcohol then, or with smoking. And then when I get back to my place on the evening, that burning was extremely bad straight away the first day I got back. In actual fact, I only had to call 111, and that's on the first time back. But now I've had to adjust to it, and I just have to put up with it 24/7, and that burning doesn't stop, it's there continuous. And it's been there continuous since I've been back on holiday for my mum's. But last night was even worse, because these sensations usually ease as I was mentioning, but this isn't given at all this evening, so this is borderline of having to contact the emergency services. I'm just going to see how it goes, you know, when I start my drink shortly. You know, my alcohol, because I drink vodka now. Right, so the other thing I want to mention, I want to mention the 111 service. I've phoned them lots of times, especially up until recently, about this burning sensation, these burning problems. I've been just told that I can't phone them up anymore because I get in trouble. But the people on the 111 service, there's been quite a few people that have actually agreed with me when it's saying that these specific symptoms are occurring. They sound like they're serious symptoms, you know, and it shouldn't be happening. And I was telling them that they're putting it down to schizophrenia, and they say we can't talk for you on that part because that's not our job, you know. But what they do say is they would say that seriously, we think there really is something wrong, you know, when the burning occurs and at the times that the burning occurs. So I do tell them that the burning only occurs at that place and whatever. And obviously some of them said, if you think it is what you believe it is, you should contact the police. but I said that there's no law on it, and when I contacted the police, they put it down to a medical issue. So then they told me, can you move? Do you have any way of moving from there? So I said, I bid on Home Finder or whatever, but I keep getting rejected by the council because people that are single mothers in their teens, or people that are in a sexual relationship, and those that are homeless and working, get higher priority. So, although I'm not homeless, where I am counts as being homeless in a temporary place, but because you've got a home, it means you stand a better chance of moving. But you're not in a great position, but you still reach the area gold banding. But yeah, I was talking to the 111 service about my coughing as well. I was saying it's a separate issue, and they were saying that it's possibly caused by leaving a fan on all the time, and saying if if you stop using the fan, then obviously that might help with your coughing, and then make you help with your chest repairing or whatever. So, but what I've been doing that's naughty at the moment is smoking a lot, like 20 fags a day. But like I said, today's the giving up time. I was going to give up the other day, but when I was pissed, I bought some fags at the garage, and also I smoked a fag last night. So the backy I chucked away in the hedge, I retrieved it, and I decided to have a few of those to make that the last fag, and then obviously that's it now. So hopefully I'll be able to get back to no smoking, and then obviously we've got to work on the drink next, so see how that goes. One other thing is, it's going to be very difficult to get off the vodka, because between July and November last year, when I was coming up here every day, because of the burning sensation that was occurring at my place, means that when I do this I can't go back until late in the evening, say 10 o'clock or later or whatever. But the problem we have there is when you have a drink when you're out, you feel more comfortable having like a different type of drink, stronger drink, and than your regular beer, because if you're at home you can sort of just mellow out to a couple of cans with a light buzz, but if you're out, you feel like you have to have that for the extra confidence and happiness. You need more of it, so that's what got me into the spirit taking again. So just wanted to mention that. Right, so while pissing about in the graveyard, just walking to different areas, I've noticed that there's an unlucky van. So that's unlucky. Well, obviously initially I saw it go down, then it came back up, and then it went back down again. But all 3 times it passed is when I was trying to go to that road, and when I was looking across to that road. That unlucky van did actually park up just down there before driving off again, but it was too far out of reach for me to photograph the evidence to take a picture of it. I've never monitored Easter Sunday to see how busy it gets, but to me it appears to be as busy as a normal day, so I can't understand that. But then again, I guess it's Christmas, that's the main time of the year where everything is shut off, so that probably explains why. But I've lost a second recording on this, so I'm going to have to read it out from the sheets. Crow says weird pervert Justin, molested Sadie Justin, fuck your whatever. Then you had where is it? Tell me I've lost the sheet again. Dog barks child molester Justin, shot dead. Right, then you had a sex machine t-shirt my way, a white clean van, an alpha coach my way, a black and blue car, a white, a jail looking, black, white and red and then sick colour car, a grey car reverses at me, Vinny's van, dribbling bow whistled at, and child molester said, someone wearing a Tesco top in my direction, that's the Tesco superstore. I mentioned this Lauren Curse, this sexy lady that turned against me before she even got to know me at Tesco's, making the suggestion she wants sex. But also, there's a painting with a face that's similar to her face, on a cursed painting, which is basically suggesting people that are cursed with the sunshine are going to enjoy a nice time of sexuality. But obviously, that's what's happening with me. I'm being cursed with the sun, and it's cloudy everywhere else on cloudy days, and it's only sunny, or the sky is only opening up where I am, but I'm being violated when it comes to the sexual curse. Anyway, after the Tesco top, there was a van saying it's all over. Then you had the sex wax air freshener dangling down off the mirror inside of a car, super glue van, and then obviously the van that says it's all over reoccurs going back the other way after making a turnaround. A girl about 10 making orgasm noises, jumping on a man's back, opening her legs. Yesterday I mentioned that there's a specific t-shirt that was being worn. I was sort of thinking about the burning problem that occurs at my place at the time this occurred. Well, the actual t-shirt says this. It says, "Burn in passion for the girl you love that's coming to you," which is not good, because obviously I'm being violated. When you've got the burning problem, getting a t-shirt like that, if it works like the sun curse, you're being violated with the sexuality, but you're being forced to have the curse which is violating you. Right, so you've had a borderline van, a black car, a grey car, and this car's pulling up started to cause a catalytic converter stench on a pass. A lot of activity this evening, so I'll mention what I was going to mention in a minute. Right, so there's a right, hang on a second. Sounds like sad, very sad child molester. That's also near the well, this road's busy for. This is very busy actually, considering it's Easter Sunday. Right, so you've had a Very's bag. That lady back there. Was obviously, you know, that's what the baby crying was, but there was also someone near there that was coming out the house. Right, I can't remember what I was going to say now, it's gone out of my head. But anyway, there's been a few problems actually walking in the last couple of minutes. So there's been a threat to smash me to fucking pieces, claiming I'm Savenne and threatening to burgle me. Then I pass another person who looks very similar. You know Most Haunted, season 1, when they were showing it on TV. You know that young chap called Jason? There's a chap that looks like him, who's the skeptic that had a go at me, with similar threats to the previous threat that I had. Then you had a couple of cars my way. Then there's a couple of more people that passed me. I've not known Barrack this busy for people walking past, I don't think. And then obviously there's a family that passed, and the girl was wearing a t-shirt that was saying "Bad Life," and that takes you to where I am now. Right, so there's been another, that's a white car, and that's a black car. Yeah, that's the busiest I've known that road. Not the busiest actually, about the second or third busiest. But it is Easter, people visiting their families or whatever. The busiest was in 2022. Actually, it was near the first time where I ever took that route up, because I was doing it through Nine Springs before I discovered that pathway, and I discovered that in September time period, so just like about that sort of area of 2022, straight after the and that's when I started going out there. And also, back in that time period, it didn't feel as negative as what it does now. Nowadays, it just feels really sort of shit, but it just has that, it's not as atmospheric. But it's better than what it was, say, just before I went on holiday to my mum's, because that sort of it just felt plain, just felt like, what's the point of coming up there? But the problem is, I had to do it because, you know, quite simply, the burning problem. Right, so they're packing everywhere, and obviously I've had to pass 7 started catalytic converters, and now I'm going to the road where there's a catalytic converter started. See properly. The car nearly hit me. If I didn't hear the car coming, I would have gone into the road, but I managed to see it in time before I got hit off. Right, so for the next section, you had a couple of started cars, a black and blue car, Easter Sex Baby t-shirt. But it's not the same one that occurred the other day. That had something different on it. This is worn by a lady aged about 20, a fat lady. The one I saw the other day was Easter Baby, Sex Baby, something like that. 2 Deep van, number 2 in Deep. A bike tied to an erection, cycled my way. A baby held out in a sling, and unlucky van occurs again, if I've not already mentioned it. So, as I was saying earlier, that was timed 3 times as I was walking to the road area, and obviously it's the same van again, probably found the destination of where he wants to go and is now returning back wherever it is he's gone to. Right, so the digital audio recorder's playing up, which I'm not happy about because it means I can't delete files, meaning I'm going to have to piss about later to go through the last 10 files to delete them. I just wanted to mention that my average day of what I do in a day, because of the burning problem at my place, because of how bad it is, it's starting to get really bad again. So what I do in the day is I had to walk into Barrack, walking around Barrack and up to Paviott's Mill and wherever it goes, you know, East Coker, and maybe to the spa shop, West Coker Road or whatever, and then obviously, you know, do that sort of thing. And then sometimes I piss about in the graveyard documenting specific subjects regarding what I'm doing now, sometimes music, sometimes my life or whatever. So how the story goes is, in the evenings I have vodka, because I tend to drink the stronger drink when I do this. So when I'm forced to go out or have to stay out, you know, I don't like being on the weaker drinks, so that's why I take like the vodka when I go out or whatever. You know, so when the burning problem occurs, it's very similar to... Right, so I managed to get a digital audio recorder working again. It packed up completely, so obviously it's very unreliable at the moment, so let me just play you the information content of what's happened. Has decided to fuck up completely, which is helpful because all the action's just been stepped up. There's been about 60 houses I've passed where people will come out or whatever, including press. You fucking know me, you fucking name it. They're all stepped up sneakily because the government or the create God knows that the digital device was going to fuck up, so the bastard wants to get fucking clever. I tell you what, Christ, I'll rip them to fucking pieces if you return to my lifetime sexual slaughter fucking tearaway, ice axe and cold fucking staking bastard, fire cruelty fucking cruelty, flaring bastard. Yeah, sorry about my language there, and then we got this, and I'm not making it up. Right, so it looks like God wants to get clever about it, get nasty about it in a sneaky way, where I don't have a say of anything, because I can't say nothing because I'm the digital audio recording device is fucked up, right? It's separate recordings, merge it down, which is going to be very difficult, but it doesn't matter, Christ. It does not matter. This is very sneaky, you little bastard. So God's basically saying that you're getting sex. Sex for you t-shirt, yeah? SEX number 4, you, yeah? Well, where is it then, Christ? Come on, fucking answer that. Right, so yeah, there was a Sex for You t-shirt. That's not made up. But like I said, God's turned against me and God's going to curse me with everything he fucking can. So anyway, I'll leave it there. Right, so I've been to the bar, but unfortunately the atmosphere's not as friendly tonight, so I decided fuck it. So as I walked out the bar, firstly you had Layla Turner car, so that basically what they're saying is people in the pub a fucking term, right? Yeah, that's okay, I don't mind that, so fuck that. Right, after that I crossed the road, grey car and white car. Then as I was passing a couple of houses, there was a lot of people coming out still on top of what was occurring earlier, so it has been quite a fucking hectic evening. You know, it's not a very friendly evening. And obviously I might go to the 24-hour fucking garage and get a pack of fags, although I'm trying to fucking give up. Today has just pissed me off, this evening in particular, so, you know, you can't blame me. But, you know, my life's fucking short, you know. It doesn't go anywhere, it's just fucking, all the time you're fucking suppressed, there's never any fucking good news. You know, me giving up fucking drinking, I might as well fucking just drink till I'm dead, you know, it's sort of, let's have a bit of life, you know. I do, family, but, you know, holidays and visiting fathers and mums or seeing my brother, but the thing is, you need something that keeps you occupied all this time, you know. I did tell the doctor going back many years ago, if I had a sex partner, someone I can fancy, basically similar to who I saw on that fucking path earlier today, I'd stop the fucking drinking, even writing stuff down or photographing things in the streets or, you know, moaning about things, you know, I wouldn't let it bother me. However, when it comes to a burning problem or eye problem, that's a little bit of a different issue because that's a physical symptom that's being caused. But, you know, when it comes to all the other stuff, you know, I wouldn't let it bother me. But the problem is, it's too late. I'm too old. No one's going to let me have a sexual looking person. I don't mind if the person's mentally ill, you know, as long as she's, like, fit looking, you know. But the problem is, I can't even get that. I've been on dating sites many years trying to find someone. But they're just fucking moaning left, right and centre. It's just too late to do anything. You know, 43 years of age, and then obviously if you go out in the street and you've got a younger person, you're going to have to pretend it's just a friend. Because of the age gap, if that did ever take place, you know, because people moan about the age gap today. I mean, I've seen people in their 40s with people in their early 20s. Even in recent times. Even since I moved to Yeovil. But the problem is, these people probably don't get into the situation of walking into the negative types of people I walk into. That's the problem. But, you know, there's nothing I can do about it. But anyway, I'll leave it there. There's a label with specific jungle tracks on, right? I found this quite interesting, actually. And it's the same spelling as well. And it's a van that said, you know that. You, then no, and then DAT. I'm trying to think what the track is. It's on Dance Trans Top Buzz Sound of Summer, July 1993. Oh god, what is it? I can't remember the track title. Yeah, you know that. Hang on, let's fucking think what it is. It's not Persons, no, that's Canada tunes. Manic's Head, no, it's not that. DJ, no, it's not DJ Crystal. You know that. Could be Shack Out. I can't remember the track. But anyway, I saw that. Right, so there's a t-shirt that says God is love. And sorry about that, but I couldn't control my fucking laugh because how stupid it is. Someone about 80 years of age wearing that t-shirt. And obviously I've had a drink. But I can't delete the other bit of information to redo it. Because the digital audio recording device has decided to play up again. But, you know, God is love, yeah. We can see that, can't we? Because otherwise I'd be in a sexual relationship with someone sexy. Well, obviously God has turned. I've mentioned this fucking many years ago. Nothing you can do about it. There's vaping, there's been a boner and loud bike, red sexual white, air shower and loud bike, my way, red white, kill van. This is a rather negative suggestion, but it's K.I.L followed by a God car, G-O-D. So whoever's setting this or causing this setup to occur doesn't like God. Right, okay. And then a red white car.